and we are back for another reading of Mel Reads the Cursed Child.
Yay! Hooray!
Hooray!
Woo! Go Mel! You're our hero! Let us throw flowers at you!
God.
We love you!
I apologise, everyone.
I'm sorry about my fangirls. They are very passionate.
Moving swiftly forwards.
Jess is one of my fangirls. She's actually like the president of my fangirl club.
You know, and I actually don't care about Voldemort that much, and I think Ravenclaw is overrated.
I knew it.
I'm kidding. I was just proving to the masses that I am still sane, and that they should not fear for my health and safety just yet. But they should fear for Mel's health and safety, because she's getting further into the Cursed Child, and I don't think she's loving it any more than she was originally.
I reserve my I plead the fifth.
Alright then. Okay, so...
I don't want to incriminate myself, so I won't say anything.
Well, I mean, you already incriminate yourself all the time. Just frequently, that's your hobby.
But for all you guys know, I could actually really be enjoying this. Like, a lot. It could be my favourite thing of all time.
If it was your favourite thing of all time, you'd sneak it in, like, references that I hate. So, really, we know that you're not enjoying it. But you must power forward, you must continue, you must go on this journey, because apparently it is canon. Anyways, we were up to 5 to 9 of Act 2, weren't we?
I read 5 to 7.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Was it 5?
No,
was it
5 to 7? No, 5 to 7's correct, but for some reason I kept thinking 9 in my head.
Okay, no, I don't know what's correct now. I'm, like, freaking out.
No, it's fine. Although, I will just let you know now, you have a huge chunk to read after this.
Okay. Well, I got left on a bit of a cliffhanger, so I thought it was really, like, I really thought it was 7. I was so sure. I'm like, oh, Jess,
yeah, no,
of course, you've left me on a cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger sounds about right, but yeah, you're going to be reading a big chunk, and then you're probably going to be doing another big chunk. I think we're at that place now where we can start to move along. So,
but wouldn't you want to slow it down to kill me more? So I have to guess what's going to happen.
Yeah, but you see, I have to relive this, and people out there listening.
Jess is being biased. She's telling me what she thinks.
How do you know I'm not just traumatized by what happens? And I am. I am traumatized
That's what I'm
by
saying.
What happens in the next chunk.
You don't want to relive it, meaning it's not that good, because if it's good, if it's traumatizing but good, you want to relive it again and again. It's like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones.
Dumbledore's death was traumatizing.
And I relive it again and again because it's so beautiful.
I don't like to relive it again and again. Which one of us is the Voldemort supporter again? I'm not even a supporter. I'm an enthusiast. I'm an admirer.
So, there you go. No one supports Voldemort here.
Okay.
Say no to Voldemort.
I'm sure we could think of some catchy slogans. Regardless, let's get into these scenes, these wonderful works of fiction by Jack Thorne and the other guy.
The other
guy.
John Tiffany and Jack Thorne, based on the original news story, based on an original news story by. So J.K. what? I've just actually read what it says. It's not based on Harry Potter. It's based on an original news story by J.K. Rowling. So she created something to do with this.
Okay.
Anyways, that's not the point. I just, thought she approved it because she was on drugs. But she's had a hand in this.
Excuse me, since when has our queen been on drugs?
Since this came into existence. And she stood behind it.
I don't know. Let's wait and see.
Anyways, Act 2, Scene 5, The Forbidden Forest. So this actually started out kind of cool with like how they're describing the scene. But then friggin' Bane turns up, and I was just like, oh god, it's either going to be really good, or she's going to be a fucking centaur. Actually, my notes said fucking centaur 3 times as my dot points. It was like, dot point, fucking centaur, dot point, fucking centaur, dot point, fucking centaur. Like, Bane turns up and he's just like, Harry Potter, and Harry's like, oh my god, you recognise me, shucks.
Shut.
And Bane's just like, you've grown older. And Harry's like, I have. And he's like, but not wiser, for you trespass on our land. And then Harry's like, I've always respected your people. We are not enemies. Enemies? Enemies.
That's because you saw the trailer.
That trailer's magnificent, isn't it?
There's a Harry Potter anime trailer out there for all of those of you who don't know what's going on, and she tagged me in it earlier, and she's clearly she's just thinking about it.
It is so brilliant. Tom Riddle was sitting on a throne, just saying.
Ideal. Anyways,
enemies, you fought bravely at the Battle of Hogwarts, and I fought beside you. And then Bane's like, yeah, but I did my part for my herd and our honor, not for you. And ever since then, this has been Centaur land, and you're on our land without permission. That makes you our enemy, Harry Potter. He's very combative. I'm just like, Bane, chill. Maybe Harry Potter has a really good reason for being there. You know, just maybe he's come to warn you that like a huge fire's coming to kill all the centaurs. Yeah, and you're gonna leave.
Like literally every time Harry Potter rocks up somewhere, it's not going to be for a good reason.
It's always for a good reason. He's saving the world.
I mean, is he, or is he saving the United Kingdom?
Okay, saving the United Kingdom, but this forest's in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, so he's saving a bit of the forest.
And, anyways, so Harry says to Bane, I have a good reason to be here. I've lost my son. And Bane's like, what, in the forest? And Harry's like, well, obviously, otherwise I won't be here. And then Bane's like, then your son's as stupid as you are. And I'm just like, harsh. Albus is way stupider.
Accurate, though. Accurate comment from the centaur.
No. That's what it's not accurate because Albus is way stupider than Harry.
I mean,
anyway,
they're both Potters. It's not good.
I don't think Harry's that stupid. I think he acts his age in the books actually, but Albus on the other hand, Albus needs a good royal kick up the backside.
Kid, non-conforming as can be.
Such an emo. Anyways, so Harry's like, well, can you help me anyway? And then Bane's like, I'll tell you what I know, but not because I want to help you, but because it'll help my herd.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, uh-huh.
Uh-huh. They've been bored ever since.
Yeah. And then Bane's like, I've seen your son in the stars. And Harry's line is, you've seen him in the stars, and I hope this is delivered deadpan as F. I hope it's just like, you've seen him in the stars.
Do you know what my first reaction was to that?
What?
It was like, I just imagined the actor just kind of looking around and then glancing up at the roof, like, what? Is he on a broom? Hippogriff? What's he doing? What's he doing up there? How did he get up there?
And yeah, and then Bane's like, I can't tell you where he is, and I can't tell you how to find him, yada yada yada. All I can pretty much tell you is there is a black cloud, a dangerous black cloud around your son.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
And Bane's like, the black cloud will endanger us all. You'll find your son again, Harry Potter, but then you could lose him forever. He makes it sound like a horse's cry. I'm like, do they mean a whinny?
Yeah,
Did
I
he
think
just
so.
whinny? Is that what we're talking about? Can we use proper words here, people? A horse's cry. No, it's a fucking whinny. I'm picking this thing apart now.
You weren't before?
And yeah, and then I'm much more angry. And then he just like rides off into the forest going, nay, I'm a freaking centaur. Yay!
Maybe it was going to be a rainy
That's
day.
bouncy.
Maybe it was going to be a rainy day and he looked up and he just got a bit confused. Like, how do you just... I mean, the sky's pretty dark. How would you tell if something was a black cloud? Like, how would you tell? So he's got to be doing this in, like, the daytime. So is he looking at clouds? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
There is no logic in this tale.
Yeah, I'm feeling like there's been a real confusion there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Definitely. But let's move on to scene 6. Which, Scorpius and Albus are in the Forbidden Forest still. They haven't moved back in time yet. See, I thought they'd actually started moving back in time in the last scene they were in, but apparently not. And they're, looking at Hogwarts through the trees. And Scorpius admits that he's actually a Potter fanboy. Because he's like talking about he's talking about like Hogwarts and everything, and says how much he loves it and how great it is. And he's like, ever since I was a kid, all I wanted to do was go to Hogwarts and have a mate to get up to mayhem with, just like Harry Potter. And I got his son. How crazily fortunate is that?
Bless.
And I'm like, well, I was kind of like blessed, but also like, so, are you just his friend because he's Harry Potter's son? Is that what you're saying? Is that why you became friends with him? Like, I'm not saying it's all bad now. I'm saying you're probably real friends now, but what are your motives at 11 years old? That's Harry Potter's son.
I mean,
I'm going to team up with him.
I mean, it's kind of like he's doing a better job than his father did.
Yes, he's doing it much better than Draco.
You never know.
And then Albus is like, I'm nothing like my dad. And Scorpius is like, you're better than him. And we get up to so much mayhem, which is great. Thumbs up, great. It's just, I have got to say, I don't mind admitting, I am just a tiny bit scared. So now Scorpius won his way back to my heart with that. I was like, oh baby, come here. Come to Mel. Mel make it better. Mel, come here. Mel, hold you.
Okay, don't hold the teenage boy. It's fine. We're going to walk away from this situation now. But yes, continue.
It's fine. I am comforting him and going to impart some wisdom. Mostly about don't follow Albus around. This is bad.
It's not a bad piece of advice to give.
Anyways, so Albus is like, it's cool. We're best friends and you got to trust me and I've got a good feeling about this. So let's just do this. And then they hear Ron calling for them. So they use the time turner. And then it's like,
I dislike it even more every time you do the theme song.
Oh, you're gonna get.
I become more physically repulsed by the show every time you do that.
Oh, everyone's laughing really hard right now, and you're not gonna know why.
I'm physically fucking repulsed. It's all disgusting. Can't stand it. Oh, just punch me in the face, someone. Do it.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Gross, no thank you.
I'll just drop by your house.
No, don't, please. That would require putting on proper clothes. Mm-mm.
And I will sing the Doctor Who theme song while I punch you in the face.
Oh. I'm leaving. I'm moving to the United Kingdom without you. Goodbye forever.
You wouldn't do that to me.
I absolutely would. Come on, think about it. I would.
No, you wouldn't. You'd think about it, and you'd kind of start packing, but then you'd feel guilty and be like, oh no, I can't leave my Mel behind. What would she do without me?
What is guilt?
What would my Mel do without me? Oh no, I cannot. I must stay and protect my Mel.
She would hum
I forget that Mel.
To frustrate me.
I forget that Mel is totally an independent person because I love her so much, and I just want to be with her and hug her and tell her it's all going to be okay.
Oh, that is not an accurate representation of what I do.
Totally is.
No.
You be Mama Duck.
I'm Mother Goose. Thank you very much.
Fine, you be Mama Goose.
My boss called me a goose, so I must be one.
Mama Goose.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Act 2, Scene 7.
Bloody idiots. The boys, I mean.
Yep, so now they're in their germ... So I told you earlier, actually, just before we get into this, I actually listened to these ones on YouTube. Somebody was doing a reading of the entire Act 2, but I stopped. I didn't go any further than what I had to. Good. But she called it drum strang.
Ooh.
And I'm just like, you do see where the U and the R are, don't you? You've kind of swapped them.
Could have dyslexia.
Swap them back. Could, but it was the only word she was stuffing up.
No. Who knows? Alright.
But I'm staying.
Oh, it sounds like a really bad Wizard Rock school.
So once again, I have some questions about the stage directions. Because I don't know how you can convey these directions on stage.
Okay.
And suddenly, the greatest showman on earth, in brackets, his words, not ours, is on stage using sonorous to amplify his voice. And, well, he's having a ball. So I can see Ludo, like I knew this was Ludo straight away.
Yeah.
And see Ludo with his voice projected having a ball. But how do you portray the greatest showman on earth, his words, not ours?
That is just them basically throwing in something for the people who are buying the script. That is them trying to be humorous and falling flat on their faces.
They suck.
It's okay to be mad at them.
So I got a bit excited at first, with Ludo. At first, with, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the greatest, the fabulous, the one and the only Tri-Wizard Tournament! I was like, okay, I can get behind this. I can see Ludo doing this. And then I was kind of a bit iffy about where he asks for each of the houses to give him a cheer. Sorry, each of the schools. I don't know why Belbaton gives a limp cheer.
Yeah.
I think they're as into it as everybody else. Like, I think these people are just racist against the French.
I think so. I think after the movies came out as well, it was like, a lot of people just went, oh, well, they're just a really delicate school, and, people forgot that they were actually co-ed as well.
Mm.
It's like,
loads of people forgot the schools were co-ed.
There was a lot of school spirit there, but it's just
Definitely
not portrayed as it now.
Yep, and then Ludo has to point it out. He's like slightly less enthusiastic from the French there. And it's just like,
it's a poor attempt at humour, in my personal opinion.
Definitely. Yeah. So Scorpius is happy to see Ludo Bagman, but this is where I lost it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So he announces each of the champions. And it makes it sound like they're meant to be coming out, which they're not. He's just telling who the champions are. But Ludo's like, representing Durmstrang, what eyebrows, what gait, what a boy. There's nothing he won't try on a broom. It's Victor Crazy Crumb.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
then all the Durmstrang students are cheering, go, go, Crazy Crumb.
I've never heard him called that before.
Yep.
Yep.
And then he does the same for Fleur, and he doesn't call her that. Thank God. But then he calls, oh my God. And from Hogwarts, not one but two students. He makes us all go weaky at the kneesy. He's Cedric Delicious Diggory.
Oy.
Do you know how traumatized I am?
Calling any underage person delicious is never okay.
No, it is very much not okay.
I feel like if I were a 14-year-old reading this, it would be different, because I'd be like, oh, Cedric, senpai noticed me. But I'm 25 and I'm like, oh, God.
Yep, pretty much.
Even though the character
was not impressed.
Older than me, even though.
Yeah, I was the same, but still. It's just like, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And then Harry Plucky Potter.
Plucky. Is that the word you use? I'd say scrappy.
I would not use that word for Harry. I would not use plucky.
I would say scrappy.
And then for some reason, he has to announce Charlie Weasley as well. I think that was meant to be fan service, maybe? Because there's like, oh, we're bringing the dragons in and guiding the dragons, Charlie Weasley!
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like just an attempted involvement.
Mm.
I don't know. Oh, maybe it's because some of his friends would have been there as well. Like, I guess I could justify that. because Charlie would have potentially gone to school, and some of the much younger children might now be the older kids who recognise him. So it could be a bit like, oh, check it out, your buddy's come back and look what he's doing, former student, we're showing off what Hogwarts students do, etc, etc. But even then, I had to sit and think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, fan service.
Yep. And then young Hermione is actually played by the same actress as Rose, they tell us. So Scorpius and Albus run over to Hermione, and are like, oh my god, Rose. And Hermione's like, who the fuck is Rose? And they're just like, Albus with a bad accent. Sorry, Hermione. He's got you mixed up with someone else. I don't know what accent that was. What accent did I just do?
I don't know. I'm frowning because I'm confused. And I think you're confused. I don't think anyone knows what's going on. But look, I know what you were trying to do, and I can appreciate that.
I tried. I could do other accents, but clearly not Eastern European.
That's fine. It's one of those things. It's a special skill. It's like parcel tongue. You know, it's fine.
There's like this guy, I saw a video of him, and they'll just shout an accent at him, and he would start talking that accent, and in the middle of his sentence, they'll shout another accent, and it would swap.
That's so good. I couldn't do that.
It was so good. Oh, he was just amazing.
If I watch like a movie or a TV show that has certain accents, I'll pick it up. I do, like, if I'm really focused on it, if I'm really listening, and if I do copy words that they're saying, or if I was to copy sentences.
Sorry, you broke up there. Like, I caught none of that last sentence.
Alright, let's move ahead.
Sorry?
Still breaking up?
No, you're clear now.
Okay, let's just move on.
Okay. And then Ludo gives this weird commentary that I'm not sure how I feel. He's like, he dodges that. The girls swoon as he dives for cover. They cry as one. Don't damage our Diggory, Mr. Dragon. And like, I'm sure that's what that's what he's saying. That's not stage direction. That's definitely what he's saying.
No, I know. Yeah, I found that a little bit weird. It's not how I imagined it would go.
No. Don't damage our Diggory, Mr. Dragon. Oh my... Where's a rifle? Forget killing curses.
No, I know it's not fast enough or satisfying enough.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is. Yeah.
So then Scorpius notices that the time turner be shaken, and a ticking begins. And Albus ignores that and does Expelliarmus, which I want to question this. So, his wand goes flying to Albus's hand, and Ludo says, but no, what's this? Is it dark magic, or is it something else entirely? Cedric Diggory is disarmed. It's all going wrong for Diggers. This could be the end of the task for him, the end of the tournament. And I'm just there going, somebody has just done, like, his wand has just flown across the stadium. I'm pretty sure you'd go, perhaps that, like, another school is sabotaging, and we should do something about this, not like, oh, well, it's gone wrong for him, bye, Cedric.
Yeah, and I feel like someone would have noticed the wand coming flying towards, like, I just feel like it would be noticed.
But no, nobody notices, and then with a flash, they move back through time. And, Albus is hurt, but luckily, they are found by Harry and Ron. And Ron has changed appearance. He has a side parting, and his wardrobe choices have become rather staid. Ginny and Draco are there as well, and Scorpius hides the time turner, and Albus is in a lot of pain. And Albus collapses. So that's not good. So they've obviously changed stuff. Like, I watch enough time travel shows to know things have been changed. Let's start with Ron deciding he's got a different sense of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
but I think there'll be far more overreaching effects.
Okay. Any predictions you care to make?
About what the world will be like.
Yeah.
Let's think. What is the world like? It's like what happened after they stole the wand. Did Cedric get eaten by a dragon? Did he survive? Maybe someone hasn't been ever born because of what they've done.
Okay.
That would be interesting. Like maybe the reason like Hermione and isn't with them is because like Rose was never born or something. Maybe Hermione died.
Ooh.
That could be interesting. Maybe Voldemort won.
Oh.
That would be interesting, but then I don't know how Albus could be how Harry or Albus could be alive because Voldy would have killed Harry.
Okay.
And Harry would have been in hiding at this point.
It's potential.
Yeah, if Voldemort won, Albus would have to cease to exist. He'll be a paradox. He couldn't exist. No, sorry, he'll be a paradox because how could Albus have changed the past when he never existed in the future? Yeah? The real questions are happening here tonight.
The real.
What else could have changed?
What else could have been directly affected by Cedric and that dragon situation? What could have happened? If he's disarmed, what's going to happen?
He loses to the dragon. I told you he could have potentially died from the dragon, didn't I? I thought I said that option already. Yeah. The dragon could have killed him because Hogwarts does not have the best risk management.
True.
Saying.
Stress.
What else? I'm really thinking here of like where this story's going. I'm trying to figure it out. See, because there is the potential, because they keep alluding to Voldemort. Part of me is like, could they have changed it so Voldemort's still alive? And that's why Harry's been having his weird dreams and premonitions, because that moment has been creeping up, because it's all about time.
Mm-hmm.
What else could have changed?
Well,
Albus Dumbledore could still be alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe Voldemort never came back.
Maybe.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Don't know how Hermione would have ever fallen in love with Ron without that intervention, though.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, the things that could have been changed by what seems to be a relatively small action, and it could have really made a huge difference.
Yeah, well, that's the same with... That's the same with... I
mean, it doesn't mention if Albus has changed appearance or anything either.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see exactly how reality has been altered by the actions of these young men in their infinite lack of wisdom.
Infinite.
Because obviously something bad. It can't be good, otherwise you don't have a story. I'm like, they could be like, oh look, Cedric's alive and the world's at peace. Well, yay!
I mean, alternatively it could be good, but they might recognise that it needs to go back again anyways, so you never know.
No, I don't think it'll be good, because if it's good, you wouldn't change it back. There would have to be negative consequences to motivate you.
Something would have to be happening, something weird.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe like the Thestrals rule.
Yeah. Bane is headmaster.
Oh! Is he?
I mean, no comment.
Plead the fifth!
But yeah, so we're really there now, aren't we? We're getting into it. We're getting into the parts with actual stuff.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go.
Okay, well, you've got a huge chunk. I'm giving you a huge chunk. You're going to do 8 through to 16.
That is a lot. Are you sure you want me to have that many?
It'll be a big episode, but instead of talking through every single thing that happens, we'll just have a general discussion about the things that are happening, and if it runs longer, it runs longer. But
Okay.
I think when I was rereading it and when I was looking through it, I was like, I don't really want to break it up at any particular point. I just didn't want to break it up because it's just gonna like, I don't know. I just want to take it like by a big chunk right now because I think it will give us a lot to discuss and a lot for you to theorize about, which is going to be.
I will trust you, being the person who already read the book.
And
I will trust you.
I think it's really good actually. In the going by chunk. I think taking it slow is also really hard. It is harder to get into if you're just going to read a little bit at a time. So,
well, that's like the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah.
To read a little bit and let me theorize.
Yeah, I know, but this one, it's like there are places I could break it up, but it wouldn't be as satisfying for me if I did.
Okay. It's all about you and your satisfaction.
It is literally all about that.
I can't get no satisfaction. I
like how you broke that up. Very good. Good practicing. Proud. All right. Well, I'm glad we got to that point, and I'm glad we're about to go through a big chunk. That's going to be good.
Okay, so 8 to 16 next time, peoples. Act 2, scenes 8 to 16. We'll see your lovely, smiling, happy faces next week.
I want to push your happy, smiling faces. Nerds.
Social media, you know the drill. Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr, we're Which Weekly Podcast. Pinterest and Twitter, we are Which Weekly Cast. And you can email us at whichweeklypodcast@gmail.com. I'll admit I've not been checking the emails, so if anyone has sent in an email, I promise I will get around to it.
I make no promises.
Yeah, Jess is totally unreliable. She wouldn't even turn up if I didn't remind her. Like 24 hours,
Absolutely
12 hours,
not.
6 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour, right now.
Am I meant to be here right now? Because I don't even know.
I hope you're meant to be here right now.
To be fair, Maya has just opened their Christmas display, and I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to be anywhere but Maya.
Maya and Belco's closing down.
I know, so I'm waiting for their Christmas stuff to go on sale.
I'm waiting for everything to go on sale.
Yes,
God, I'm going to raid that place.
I know, I'm going to burn it down. All right, we'll let you go, lovely people. You should be reading along, by the way, because it's fun-taining.
Yes, read along, send us in an email. I promise I will check the inbox and I will get Jess to read anything I'm not allowed to read.
I will lie about reading it. And I will make up facts that I think were in the email and I will present them as the truth.
I'm sure Jess will read your emails. In fact, I just thought, I should jump on the emails and check. And we actually do have an email that says no spoilers, meaning I can read it.
Oh, bless.
So I will read it, and we will talk about it next week.
All right, sounds good. Okay,
Adios.
nerds. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye, nerds.